Hi guys, thanks for stopping by. Today I wanted to talk to you about this right over here. It's called Otherworld by Jason Segel and Kirsten Miller. Hopefully I'm saying their names correctly. This is a book geared towards young adult, even though I thoroughly enjoyed this book. What this book is, it's about a video game. It's called Otherworld and it was created quite a long time ago. Even though it didn't really get enough people playing it, no one was really interested in it. So now it's been years and years later, and this gentleman who's got quite a bit of money brings it back to life. Now it's this video game is called Otherworld 2.0. And he has this pre-release where he invites a bunch of people to try it out just to see how it is, what they think about it, to get feedback basically, and to fix any glitches, that kind of thing. So our main character, his name is Simon. He has a best friend named Kat, and of course, Simon and Kat are part of this group of people who get to go in before the actual release to try out this video game. Now, what you need to know about Simon is that Simon is a very rich kid because he's got some very rich parents, even though his parents are horrible. Basically, Simon is an only child and he gets left alone a lot. Basically, he's always left with either his like nanny or just left to himself. Half the time, he doesn't even know where his parents are. Like they fly off to different countries and things, and he has no idea. People ask him, where are your parents? And he's like, I don't know. So they had this child, but then they kind of just like left him aside. So Simon has issues over the years. He gets into trouble with the cops. Once he goes off to college, he gets into trouble with the FBI. He's got issues there. So where Kat comes in, his best friend, is that she lives just across like the backyard and through a bunch of trees from him, and they meet at a young age. They become best friends, and Kat is not rich at all, to say the least. So he goes over there, and his mom, or her mom, I should say, is very much like a motherly figure to him, where he feels very welcome in their house. He spends like Christmas with them, the usual like dinners with them. He's over there all the time, and he feels very much like a family environment there. So basically, now that it's been years later, and they're both 18 years old, um, what happens is Kat's father had passed away when she was really really young, and now Kat's mother has remarried. Um, During this time as well, Simon's father got an offer in India to go work there with his company. So even though Simon doesn't want to leave Kat, Kat tells him, in the real world, let's face it, it's, you're going over there for what, 2 years? And then you'll be back. So, if you think of a lifetime, 2 years is really nothing. Go over there, do what your parents want you to do. Come on back, and we'll just continue as is. So Simon leaves, and meanwhile, on this side of the world, Kat's mother gets married. Now, the person he gets married to, there's something really strange going on with him. You get a feeling right away that something's wrong. So Simon tries to text Kat, and at first it's great. They text like a whole bunch of times, every single time, every single day, and then all of a sudden Kat stops texting him. He tries, emailing her. He tries everything he possibly can to get a hold of her, and he can't. So this is, kind of weird. So he ends up coming back to check on her, and when he comes back, he goes to her house, and all of a sudden this house is like nothing that he's been used to. When he was there originally, the house was kind of run down and not really taken care of all that well, and all of a sudden this place is huge, and it's got like surveillance cameras everywhere. It doesn't look like the house that he's used to at all. He goes to the front door and knocks on the front door, and he asks to talk to Kat, and her stepfather answers the door and says, she doesn't want to talk to you, or something. I don't remember along the exactly what he said to Simon, but basically he brushes Simon off, saying, go away, Simon, we don't want you here. So he says, okay, if I can't talk to Kat, let me at least say hi to her mom. And this guy's like, no, her mother isn't home, even though clearly Simon smells the cooking that she's been cooking for like his entire life, and he knows that this lady's home as well. So Simon decides, okay, you know what? You don't want me to talk to them. You don't want me to let me in. That's fine. I'll just sit on your front porch until you do. So this stepfather guy calls the cops, and Simon gets into trouble there. And you learn about Simon and his troubled time. He knows the cops well. Let's just say that. So, anyways, what happens is Simon goes back home, obviously, and he decides, you know what, he's going to play this video game. Um, the thing is, this video game, the app, is actually free. However, the visor that you need to purchase to play this video game is $2,000. So, Simon, of course, what's he gonna do? He doesn't buy one, he buys two of them and he charges it to his mom's card, okay? And he doesn't tell her. So, one of them, of course, he keeps, and one of them he ends up leaving in Kat's locker, hoping that she's gonna put it on. They can meet in this world and hopefully they can talk to each other, which is what ends up happening. So they go in and they play this video game. And what's amazing is that when they jump into this video game, I felt like I was right there with them. The descriptions are really, really great. You're right in it. They describe this game as jumping in and you can taste things and feel things. Like you can hear things. Everything is super real, like the real world. So, anyways, they experience all that, and then that ends. They come back to reality, and what happens is Simon's mom discovers that he has charged all this money to her video game, and Simon's father gets home, and Simon's father plays golf. So he has Simon go to his room, bring down this gear, and he uses his golf clubs and basically goes to town with it and smashes the thing to pieces. Um, Simon's in trouble, so on and so forth. So that's basically what happens there. And then he goes to school and he tries to talk to Kat. Kat doesn't want to talk to him, says, bugger off, whatever. And then he comes home and somebody leaves a package for him. And lo and behold, it's this visor for this video game. Now, I should just back up a little bit. In this time that Simon goes to school, he overhears that there's a party going to be happening. Apparently, there's some building that's going to get torn down, and they want to throw some kind of a bash over there, like a last hurrah, I guess. And all these teenage kids are going to go to this party. So he overhears this. He also overhears that, Kat's going to be there. So he's like, okay, great. I'm going to go over there and see if I can talk to her. These kids end up going over there, and it's a 3-story building that ends up collapsing. Now, a lot of people get hurt. So this thing just, poof, it goes all the way down, and basically, Simon ends up surviving. He's perfectly fine. But Kat ends up, what we think, is paralyzed, basically. So they rush her to the hospital, and there's a doctor that comes in and says, you know what, even though her mind is working, she's well aware of everything going on, her mind doesn't connect to her body, so she's just not able to move at all. And they end up, like the engineers come by from this video game and they say, maybe we can help out. We're gonna try and test these visors. It's a new kind of visor where they test it out on people to see, maybe they can help out. Maybe they can, I don't know, get them to move, or get their senses back, or just keep their mind occupied so they don't go into a deep coma and there's nothing there. So, anyways, what this is it's a visor that they put on Kat, and at the same time they shave the back of her head, which, for a girl that's got long hair, it's hard to read that part. So they shave the poor girl's hair all the way at the back, and she's got lovely, lovely hair. And they have a disc that they attach to the back of their head. Very interesting. And so she's transported to this video game world. Simon ends up going home, And like I said, someone sent him a package that he received. It just so happens that it's a package of this visor with the disc attached to the back of his head. So he doesn't know who sent it, but he jumps into the game, and that's where I'm gonna pretty much stop, because if I go any further, there's gonna be a lot of spoilers, things like that. So I don't want to give that away. But it is a lot of fun. The world is really exciting. You get to meet different characters. It's not just the two of them. Yeah, as he plays along with the game, he gets to meet different people. Basically, because Kat went into the game before him, she's ahead of him. So the whole time he's trying to catch up to her. And along the way, like I said, he meets a lot of people, a lot of things happen. Now, there is one quote I want to read from the book to you guys that I thought was quite funny. Simon ends up having these dreams of his grandfather, and there's like I said, a quote that his grandfather basically says to him, and it's quite funny. I thought it would be fun to read. So hopefully I can get it to you guys on the right page. There we go. Okay, so he says, so his father says to him, so let me see if I understand what's going on. Basically, he says, a bunch of kids got killed at a factory. Yep. And the cops are calling it an accident. Yep. Then the people who survived got hooked up to some kind of machine and sent away. Yep. The machine's supposed to let them play with bunnies and butterflies, but people end up getting eaten by goats instead. Um, yes, basically. But there's a lot more to it. They're just not goats. There's, real fights that happen. There's adventures that happen. There's cities that they go to. There's crazy monkeys that they meet. There's really, really cruel people that they deal with. And also, it's quite interesting because this book deals with it touches upon what people would do in what you would call a video game. So if you don't think that it's real, it basically shows you how cruel people can be, the violent way that they can get, the abuse they could put on other people. It gets into it, and you realize that people who are in this world sometimes aren't that nice in a video game. They can hunt you down, they can try to kill you. That's just how video games work. So the line gets really blurred between, is it real life or is it, truly a video game? And it's a fascinating read. I really enjoyed it. Like I said, I'm not gonna go too far into it because I will spoil all of it. So just wanted to again let you know that it is Otherworld. Just in case the name sounds familiar, I will take this off just to show you guys. Hopefully I can show you who it is. It's probably very recognizable if you watch movies. It is right over here. Did I get that right? These guys here. Okay, and this gentleman here, I'm sure that you guys are recognized. Yes, he's in a bunch of movies. I'm not sure what they are right now, even though I've watched them. I couldn't tell you, but I'm sure you guys can find out. So anyways, yes, he's an author. Who would have thought? Really great book. Had a lot of fun reading it. And I actually found this at a discount store. I think I paid $1 for it, which was amazing. And guess what? I love the coloring. Just wanted to say that. It's really, really pretty. I really liked it. Hopefully you enjoy it as well. Please go out and get it. It's again, you can read it through a weekend really easily. It's a really easy read. Go out and enjoy it. Thank you so much for stopping by. Have a wonderful day, you guys, and I will talk to you soon. Bye!